I don't think I've properly introduced the world to my camera collection I've got here. I actually own quite a few cameras, and you know, my whole start in doing what I do for my work actually came about because of an interest in photography, especially aviation photography. And when I moved here in 2013, I picked up a what I like to call a semi-professional Nikon D3200 APS-C DSLR. This thing is actually what filmed a lot of my very early vlogs, especially when I went traveling. And you could tell that they were filmed on a DSLR because they were moving around and all that sort of stuff, right? That was the biggest drawback to this camera. And around 2015, 2016, when I really started to take YouTube seriously, and before I had a phone like the phone I have now, which could film YouTube videos properly, I had something else which I'm going to grab over there. This is the Sony AX100 camcorder, 4K camcorder. And actually a lot of my earlier vlogs, especially before I bought the iPhone 7, which is what I used to start the Pieces E series way back when, a lot of them were filmed on this or the earlier AX60, both of which were 4K cameras. I got this particular model after I appeared on that TV show back in 2016. I'll link that down below in the description. I asked the TV staff, hey, you know, I'm a filmmaker, I'm a businessman, I want to start my own company, what camera do you recommend? And you know, I told them I had a pretty tight budget because, you know, I'm just starting out. And they said, if you're starting out and you still want to do stuff professionally, get this camera. It works, still works very well. It's a very reliable camera. And I've even used it for live streaming projects, and I've used it to do videos for, you know, the Kazakhstan government, for example, for the Asia University of Women. I've used it for all sorts of different projects, you know, Run for the Cure. This camera has and still serves me very well. You know, I bought this in 2016, it still works perfectly fine, but because I haven't really been doing that many video projects, especially in the last couple of years, this actually has been sitting kind of dormant over here on my shelf. I would like to use it more, but I need more projects to use it for. That being said, I've got a lineup here of other cameras. Let me show you one by one what these are before I get into any of the details. Well, actually, let me preface that. By showing this guy right here. This is the Pentax ME that I purchased last year at the beginning of March, and I've got something in here that I'm trying to get out of it, but it won't move. This camera has shot upwards to, I think this is my 28th roll of film that I've got in here right now. I've got a roll of Ilford color in right now, and I haven't really used it for a bit, but this camera actually kickstarted a massive push for me to get into photography. I bought this from a hard-off in Fujisawa because, well, it does a really good job. It's like, this thing is an aperture priority, so all the controls are up here, and when you control this, it'll automatically change the shutter speed. Not really good in low light, but you know, for an easy-to-use compact photography camera, this really does the job that I want it to do, and I started using it for, you know, strange, unusual films, or films that I haven't really tested out properly that I don't want to put in my other cameras, which you can see right here. I've got quite a few of them. So, this is my D3200, as you know. This is my next digital camera that I've purchased since this. So I got this in 2013. I got this last year in 2024. This is the Nikon Zf. And I got this on discount, but let me be very transparent about it. The discount was through work, and I got it because, you know, I did work with Nikon and everything like that. This camera shut off my video midstream because I have it connected to my phone. Very reliable photography camera. It is one of the best cameras that I think is out there in the market in terms of its operability, its efficiency, you know, all the different abilities and controls. I love it because you have all the controls up here. You don't have to go through the menus. You know, sometimes that's a little bit daunting for people, and you know, I can even control the aperture from here, as you can see it moving around now, but this thing has done so much for me in the last year. Not even a year since I got this. I got this in like end of March, early April, right April basically, right? And it does shoot video, but that's the thing. And this is the biggest criticism I have of this camera, is when I shoot video, you know, if I want to change all the settings, that clicking, yep, that clicking is actually audible. So you have to set up your settings ahead of time before you shoot. But I mean, if you already know what you're going to shoot and everything like that, then that's not a big problem. It does shoot N-Log, and I mean, N-Log itself is kind of daunting for the unaccustomed, but I do like it. Yeah, so this is, I call it my moneymaker basically, because, you know, for the professional shoots I do for money now, the people pay me for this camera, all right? What about these guys here? What's the story behind this F4 and this guy right here? I actually purchased this one before I got the F4, and I got this for 7,000 yen at a hard off in Fujisawa. And what I realized about this camera is actually it performs much better with Fujifilm film. I don't know why it does, but it just does. It's very controllable, but it only has the shutter speed up to 1,000. It is limited, that's why it was cheap, right? I mean, remember, this was 7,000 yen when I got it last year, okay? You wanna know how much this guy was? This big hulking professional camera? This was Ichiman. Alright, now without the lens. The lens was like, this lens was actually kind of expensive, but that aside, the body for this camera, Ichiman. I mean, it's a little bit beat up, probably because, I mean, I used it a lot. This is my 15th roll of film I have in here right now. We're gonna go outside later and take some pictures with this camera. You wanna know why this thing was Ichiman? Is because the battery pack here, I can actually take the battery pack off and show you. This was considered junk, and this is still in great condition. Okay, look at this, see that? And there's another battery pack right here. So these two contact points were considered inoperable, right? They said that when you put batteries in here, that the camera wasn't turning on. What I did was I took it all apart. I took the whole thing, everything that I could take off, I took it off. And I did this at the Kitamura camera shop in Shinjuku. The staff were just watching me. I took my finger, cleaned off all these contact points, cleaned this part off here, like that, clean these off as well. I had fresh batteries on me because they don't like allowing you to use batteries in the junk rack at Kitamura camera, but whatever. Put it back in, tightened it up. I'm not gonna take a picture in here because I have a load of I have a load of film in here, but well, I mean, yeah, here you go. It works. So what was supposedly junk, I got for Ichiman. I've seen perfectly operable F4s for sale at Kitamura for like Hachiman, Kyuman, Juman, like, you know, 80,000 yen, 90,000 yen, 10,000 yen. So it is very safe to say that I got a great deal on this camera. And this is easily one of my favorite things that I own. But the drawback is that this thing is extraordinarily heavy. Like, this thing is a freaking brick. Now, because I go to the gym a lot, that has not been a problem. You know, people pick up my backpack and everything like that. They're like, Zach, why is it too heavy? Well, I got these to be able to hold this. So what I want to do, the next few videos that I'm going to do outside of the normal piece of Z, or not piece of Z, you know, the normal daily vlog videos, what I want to do is take each of these 4 Nikons that I have. My Zf, my 3200, my FE, and the F4, okay? I'm going to take them out just to, you know, wherever, around here, maybe Enoshima, and I'm going to make a video reviewing each of these 4 cameras, plus one more that I just got the other day for cheap, but it works very well. I'm going to take them all out and review them, and include sample videos and, well, videos from the different digital cameras and photos from the film cameras. So just a bit of an operability test for everything, and kind of give my thoughts about this brick. Yeah, why not? So yeah, thank you for watching this vlog and me ramble on for a bit about camera stuff. But, you know, it's all about what I want to do this year, is do more different things besides the vlog anyway. So, all right, well, I will see you guys very shortly. All right, you guys take care.